What this man has to say. What the heck did I just watch? Explain yourself.
You just watched what happens when you draw an activator on 4 for Vengeance Blood.
Oh my god. What? I can't believe. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I got really worried when that Kerbos came down and you got the 2 Dark Generals and couldn't play it because you were on 7.
Uh,
I got really worried for you. How are you feeling? That must feel insane.
I mean, somehow I came into today like with no hype whatsoever, but by the end of it, it was such a good series and it was so close and like one draw better on either side could have decided it. And that's like the kind of Shadowverse that I live for. So
Mhm.
I'm pumped now and there's just no more matches.
You're ready to go for more. You want more. JaZe wants
Yeah,
more.
more.
You heard it here first. Who else is going to step up to the ring to challenge him? No, I kind of, that's you're a 3-time North American champion, and it's not easy, right? I don't know if the viewers really understand how difficult of a task that is. Just winning 2 times was already insane, and now you're on your 3rd victory. There's nobody who can beat you. There are people maybe, I mean, arguably come close. That series was incredibly close, but at the end of the day, it's about who can close it out. Uh, you're about to go to the World Grand Prix as well. How does this kind of was there any preparation for the World Grand Prix in this tournament here? Is there something that you're thinking about doing at the World Grand Prix? How does this set you up for the last tournament in December?
I mean, honestly, it made no difference. I was half expecting to just get demolished today because I didn't really like I've been devoting whatever extra time I have to World Grand Prix, like practicing Take Two and stuff. So
Mhm,
I didn't really expect to do well today.
mhm.
Um, but I mean, I hope that like I can just take this momentum and go to the World Grand Prix with it. Like that would be huge for me because as it stands, I'm actually so bad at Take Two that I don't really expect to make it out of group stage.
That actually is a very very interesting point. That Take Two is going to be an integral part of the format, and I don't know how much we can really go into it, but we'll kind of especially when we're there in Japan, we'll talk about it more. Um, Certainly, I mean it's great that you're practicing for the event. I want to hone in on something that I think you do really well. It's kind of your late game decision making and just the choices you make. Because as much as you mentioned how it came down to a draw on either side could have changed the state of the game, but there are so many complex situations and things that you had to understand and be aware of and play around. Where do you develop this kind of decision making? Is it amongst practice partners? Do you watch other players? How did you get to the point where you're making the decisions that you are and thinking at the level that you're at?
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there because I definitely did not do a great job of late game decision making, and especially in my last game with Dragon versus Rune. That was a disaster. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, apart from that, I just play late game a lot. Like I play a lot of control decks. Whenever like I scrim with auto aim, like control and like anything, it's just like we see all these situations over and over again. Like we know what to expect. Like we know like we know the risk calculation of like, hey, well, sometimes you have to go for it because they might not have it, and um, there's just like a whole bunch of things that I think most people don't really ever get to because they play a lot of aggro and
Hmm.
combo, and not that that's like bad or anything, but you do lose out on like those really weird situations that wouldn't occur in like an aggro and aggro matchup.
There's some facets of the situations that they just don't really understand because they just don't see it. Uh, when you watch Japanese Shadowverse players, I mean, they seem to be very willing to play a slow-paced game. And at some point, I think Mofumoka mentioned how he feels, and I don't know if this was on broadcast or not, but he said he almost feels like they play slow-paced to a fault. Have you been watching a lot of Japanese Shadowverse players, and what are your observations? Do you have any comments about that?
I mean, I've definitely seen Japanese players play like too hard into the late game. But I don't think that's like an overall problem that they have. I've definitely seen a lot of Japanese players like be really, really strong on aggro decks, and like yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not really sure what to say. Like it's just like it's an entire region. There's a lot of players in there. They're
Sure.
all gonna have different play styles.
Absolutely. And you're probably going to have to face a variety of them, especially as we head into the group stages of the World Grand Prix. But $6,500 in the pocket. Once again, JaZe, you are, as I said before this interview, you're the best. What does it feel like to be the best?
I am not the best, but I will gladly take however much winnings I can get, like
Hmm.
while a whole bunch of what I think are the top NA players are just not in NGE.
Hmm.
Like I'll take it.
I'll take it. Well, in my mind, you're the best. Is there anything that you want to say to kind of Manasurge or friends or family or people out there? You've been here so many times and always as a champion. What else more is there to say for JaZe?
I mean, it can't possibly hurt to shout people out more. So first shout out goes to Auto Aim because like if I don't like go through him and say, "Hey, is my lineup okay?" Like I know I definitely don't win a lot of these tournaments. Like that's just so important to me. Like whether or not he believes in me. Second of all, big thanks to Curry. Like she's she's the best. We're actually going to Japan to meet up for the first time, so that should be interesting. And third shout out goes to my team because obviously my team is always behind me. Like without the team, I just wouldn't be here today. Like they're just such a big support system for me that like I frankly could not do without. And big
Awesome.
shout out to fans. I guess I have fans. I guess like people.
You have at least one
Yeah,
fan. You have one fan in
yeah.
me. So there you have it. Thank you for the shout out, by the way. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Mhm.
Uh, uh, so I'm looking forward to Japan. And I think it's fantastic that you have so many people that kind of support you and help you out. And looking forward to kind of meeting up and seeing you compete even more. Congratulations again on your first place finish. I cannot emphasize enough how amazing your journey has been. Thank you so much for all the incredibly entertaining games. And again, yet another impossible challenge for the rest of the North American players. So we'll see if in the next season they can kick you off the throne. So thank you very much, JaZe. Congratulations again on the first place finish. Uh, and that will wrap up the